After talking with Uncle Leo and having conversations about marriage, I decided to not use the word witch because I'm not trying to fight with Manuel.
Gracias.
De nada.
But the biggest red flag.
So here's the thing, when it came to actually, finally meeting, a family member of Manuel's family, well, when it came down to the conversation that we're having, obviously, like Manuel warned her, his family is pretty much very, very religious, and so religious that they are going to legit talk about God at any given time. And that's exactly the experience that Ashley went through, okay? Where legit this man was talking about God time and time again, so much that even when Ashley was trying to explain herself and trying to explain what she does as a profession, she had to find a way to word things in ways that just would not trigger him or offend him. I mean, honestly, it was comical talking about, she was like, oh, spiritualist. I apologize if the Spanish was really bad there, but that's what I remember her saying, okay? Allow me, all right? But just to see Ashley trying to explain without using the word witch is something particular, that was the moment I was like, yeah, you now know that you should have definitely listened to Manuel, and you definitely shouldn't have given him a hard time for trying to control you on your journey there, when in reality, he was just saying, hey, trust me when I tell you, this is going to be the best thing for business. But either way, though, let's see what happens now. Obviously, they have gone out for a meal after a successful meeting with a member of Manuel's family. But now they're going to meet one of Ashley's friends who's in the same line of work. And boy, this conversation, as you can imagine, turned for the worst.
But the biggest red flag that I see is communication and not being fully forthcoming, which creates the trigger sometimes.
Poner confianza.
You have to release what's old.
Viejito y no queremos nomás.
But he's got to be open to connection, so you can teach him some things.
Y de acuerdo con ella. Y yo quiero que
Yo estoy trabajando en eso. ¿Y tú?
Estoy trabajando en eso.
Dime, ¿y tú?
Yes.
Yo no me...
The thing that was most annoying, most uncomfortable, most unnecessary was all of this. Reason being is because we have seen episode after episode after episode where we are talking about trust, communication. Communication is something that has been a problem since the very beginning of their relationship on this freaking show. And it is something that has never, ever, ever improved. Something that Ashley's been warned about when it comes to her friends and family, but she has ignored and made petty excuses of why she's willing to accept the fact that Manuel was not fully transparent with her throughout the whole time. Hence the reason why she has trust issues with him. But then also on top of that, to be fair, to now hear that he also struggles to trust her, that really kind of took me, it kind of blew my mind a little bit, because I was like, he hasn't really mentioned that before, because their storyline has been more based on her trusting him rather than the other way round. But then again, though, his actions has shown that he doesn't trust her in terms of the fact that he wanted to make sure that she didn't, mention that she was a witch, which of course is a fair point. And also on top of that, he's always been very reluctant to introduce her to his family, or should I say his children. So of course, I guess there's a certain level of trust there from his side, but I didn't really see it as a level of him not trusting her. I saw more of a level of him just being like, well, I just don't want to say anything yet because I'm just not sure about you. Because sometimes when people don't say anything to family members or whatnot, and they're holding back, it's usually because they're still trying to figure out if they're sure about you. But hey, we continue.
He ganado tu confianza, Ashley. Si yo te digo, por ejemplo, oye, ¿sabes qué? Me voy a caminar. ¿Tú qué? Es que no hay confianza. Realmente la relación entre mí y Ashley, puedo entender que ella no confía donde ella viene con ese problema.
Denial and denial. I mean, listen, you know what's so crazy though? Why does he act as if he's never done anything to trigger any trust issues, to be fair? Yeah, he knows that he doesn't always give away all the information that is needed straight away. He knows that he always withheld information. He knows that he's not always completely truthful. So it actually does blow my mind that, to be fair, he's on this stance where he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on, blah-de-da-de-da-de-da. I am absolutely, utterly shocked. But we continue.
I'm always transparent with her.
Ya, yo le tengo confianza a ella. Al 100%, pero ella no me da.
He said,
lo
I've
mismo.
got 100% confidence in her and trust in her.
Ya, okay, entiende.
I'm going to scream.
Okay.
I'm not even going to translate what he said.
Now, regarding the translation, he pretty much said that this is all of Ashley's fault. It's funny, isn't it? Because in a relationship usually involves two people, right? Minimum than two people. And sometimes, yeah, some things are somebody else's fault more than they are somebody else's, 1000%. But then there's sometimes when there is an equal right in terms of whose fault it is, where, you know, you can both be at fault in certain areas. And when it comes to their relationship, for the most part, they are both at fault. 1000% both at fault, majority of the time. Now, in this conversation and in this situation, I'm going to say, to be honest with you, Ashley is at fault. Not because of what he's saying in terms of him trying to say it's her fault of the whole trust, blah, 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 blah. But it is her fault that right now that they are having this discussion, that they're right now having this freaking back and forth. Reason being is because why the hell did you take your man out after having a successful afternoon meeting his family? Why take him out to meet one of your friends who has all these freaking powers to then sit there and tell you both how you both should be behaving? Like, yo, I feel like each time she brings him to a setting with people, it feels like a freaking ambush. Last season, she brought him in to meet her friends. Her friends were straight away asking him this, asking him that, you know, interrogating my guy. You know, when even he met her mum was also even asking him questions, which I guess is a bit different because I guess parents, with parents, you're allowed to ask certain things because they're trying to see if this person's going to protect their child or not. So that one is a bit different. But generally speaking, each time this man is around anybody that she knows, for the most part, what happens? He's being freaking interrogated. And this is what we're witnessing once again right here, right now. Him being questioned again, which is obviously going to make him feel like, what the hell was going on? Why am I always being ambushed? Why am I always feeling like I'm being freaking interrogated? So this is where Ashley is always in the wrong, that she's always bringing her issues in with other people's voice. And so, do you know what's so crazy? I just made the video on Kobe and Emily. And I said in that video that never in my life have I ever experienced me having my own male friends, okay, getting involved in my relationship with my person. That doesn't happen. If we have conversations, it's between us, and then that's about it, okay? If we have those conversations. And then I said the only time I've ever experienced an outside interference has always been on the woman's side. It's always been, you know, more or less her friends. You know what I mean, okay? To be fair, I've never actually experienced myself in particular, to be honest with you, but I've been around people, you know what I mean? Friends who've got friends, and then their girls' girlfriends are coming in, or their wives' friends are coming in, and it's trying to tell him da 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 da. And that's why I said that the whole thing with Kobe and Emily, like, I'm not convinced that those friends would really disrespect his wife like that. You know, I feel like it's something that was put in there by production. That's just how I feel about that. But in this situation here, this is the thing, isn't it? And I asked this question. I don't want no one to say, oh, why are you being missing not just you know the word, all that kind of stuff. I'm not. This is just a reality of the life that I've lived. Why is it that some not generalize it, some women feel the need to bring in outside people to have a voice in their relationship? To be fair, we saw the same thing with Veronica and Tim, right? Veronica's always bringing Tim into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? What the hell was that about? You know, that's another point. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, it shows you that it happens more on one side and pretty much doesn't even ever happen on the other side. Do you see what I'm saying? But why is that? Why? If your communication is that bad with your partner that you feel the need to bring in your friends, your family, to try and tell your person how they should behave, then clearly there's an issue within your relationship that should tell you that maybe you should walk away. Because if you're unable to address how you are feeling, and you feel like the person you're with is not emotionally available to how you're feeling, and you're never going to get that understanding, then maybe that person just isn't for you. Point blank, period. Because for me personally, I couldn't be with anybody that's going to bring in their friends, family, whoever it is, to talk to me about blah, 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 blah. Are you mad? That means our relationship has no communication that is strong. It means it's weak as hell. Okay? So either we got two options. Either one, we're going to work on it together and only together, with no outside interferences. You can go and have conversations with your friends all you like, but they just can't come in and start talking to me. You know what I mean? That's just not allowed, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay? Nor do I really like you if you go to your friends anyway, but it is what it is. That's fine. Whatever. So generally speaking, Ashley has failed every step of the way when it has come to trying to build a communication foundation with Manuel, because she's always bringing in other people to talk to him, to say this to him. She even tried to get his own friend to talk to her about him. Ask this friend, so does Manuel still do this? Does he still talk to that? Why the hell are you asking his friends? What's that about? That is mad. Which is obviously, and this is the biggest reason why these two shouldn't be together. And so, but we continue.
Porque estás hablando de tu culo.
Por eso no puedo.
No, tú
Quererme la
puedes
pierna no
salir.
puedo.
¿Qué estás diciendo?
Exacto,
Tú
ya no
puedes
puedo.
salir hablando
No,
sobre.
¿cómo? No
No,
tengo
porque eso es.
confianza.
Dime. Tú tienes
¿Cómo
mi
tiene
confianza.
confianza?
Tú tienes mi confianza.
Ah, me voy a ver un trabajo.
Bye. Bye. I believe he has issues trusting me as well. But according to him, I'm the one with trust issues. I can't sit here and allow him to put all this blame on me.
I mean, listen, the blame may not be all you, but like I said before, you're letting outside interference come in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you have to really think about. You have to hold yourself accountable for. Does you bringing other people in your relationship make your relationship any better? Has it made your communication with your man any better? The answer is obviously no, because you're still doing it. If it was yes, then you wouldn't feel the need to bring in other people to voice their things in your relationship. This is why we have relationship counselors, right? If you generally feel like you can't have a conversation with your man because communication is trash, you hire someone and you get advice together. Okay, simple as that. I mean, there are other ways, but yeah.
Oh. Manuel, if you make it out like you're in jail, oh, you won't let me go anywhere? Like, why are you creating that narrative for me? True.
Now listen, I don't know nothing about this part here, what they're talking about him feeling like he's in jail and, you know, she's not letting him do this, letting him do that. But if that is the case, well, then you two have a conversation that you two need to have. Yeah, that's what you need to have. Well, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.